right, Shalom, Micah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rahakodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that see his word in our true faith and sincerity. And Shalom to the listeners as well. And today I just want to take this lesson, but the end of all things is at hand, you know, and I got that pretty much from the book of First Peter, the fourth chapter, because we actually seeing the perfection of all things being at hand. You know, so matter of fact, let's just get that scripture. What are those things that Peter is talking about? This is concerning those prophecies, man. Everything that's within the scriptures, you know, the vision that appointed time that these things were set to take place. This is that time, man. You know, it's too much activity on the planet Earth for it not to be. You know, for you not to have some type of say so a leg to stand on to come up against what the scripture is saying, man. You know, so let's get that real quick. First Peter 4 and verse 7, it says, "But the end of all things is at hand. See, be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer." See, so it said, "Be ye therefore sober," meaning be of a clear mind, which is really continuing in this doctrine, man. You know, because there's a certain lens that you have to see things through, like the elder brother Aram says. You know, it's a certain lens that you're supposed to look at this. You know, look at this movie in that perspective. Even the scriptures, there's a certain way you're supposed to look. It tells you to take heed how you hear. It's a certain way you're supposed to listen, because this is an intricate book, but the doctrine, you know, is lines of everything was what happened to everything on planet Earth, man. You know, it says, "Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer." So be circumspect, be aware, because these things are near, man. This is not the the time to be at ease. You know, any day now, within 24 hours, you know, uh, life as you know it, your daily routine will change. You know, just like that. You know, that's how critical this time is, man. But these things are at hand. So matter of fact, why is that? How do we know that? It's just not a shot from the hip. It's being known by because we seeing it now. We seeing the fruits. You know, matter of fact, let's get that in the book of Isaiah, chapter 42. All these talks, so like all these talks, you know, uh, concerning shortages, war talks, Milsa talk, Karagma talk. What else? You know, what else? That should have been a title of the list. You know, because this is the time. Yeah, how about I'll shout talking about, man? The book of Isaiah, chapter 42, and 9. It says, "Behold," and that's the key word right there. Behold, because ultimately that's how you have about shall get down. You know, he's known by his judgments. He's known through action. You know, he speak it, then it happens. When the Lord said no to Esau, we seeing that playing out now, man. He's being rejected. You know, he have a certain boundary he cannot pass. So he speak, and then it comes to a profession, comes to life. He says, "Behold, the former things are come to pass." And what are the former things? the flood, which it was not long ago there was a documentary justifying what Yahweh Shai did, man. Showing proof that that flood did happen, man. You know, they actually went into it. Sodom and Gomorrah, they have a certain area where they say is over 90% sulfur. That they had to be that place. These certain things you can go back and see that the Lord did do that. They found remnants of Pharaoh's chariots, in the waters, in that Gulf of Suez, man. It's proving that the Lord did do that, man. It says, "In new things do I declare." See, so the Lord is telling you He's going to do a new thing now. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at this place. This is where He's about to pour out His anger and fear. He tells He's once again going to glorify His name. What's going to happen in this time at this place right here, America? This is the venue the Lord have chosen to show His power, man. This place right here, America. And this is the climax of His work is going to be the destruction of this place. But it's going to be it's going to climb up by the way of a series of events. The famine. The pestilence. Nothing but distress and anguish. That charagma, the hour of temptation, man. To the climax of the movie, which is the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. And we seeing these events taking place, man. These things is building up the steps that's going to lead to a famine. We seeing the steps are going to lead to lockdowns, to a digital system coming abroad. We seeing the steps that lean towards it. It says, "Before they spring forth, I tell you of them." See, so it spring forth, meaning it's a build up to it. It's going to come into its maturation. It's going to become right. The Lord is known as the husbandman. Rush into things. Just take the creation for an example. It wasn't in one day. So that's how Yahweh Shai get down. Because it did like that. Oh, it can tell you that even concerning taking down the Amorites, it wasn't like He could have just wiped them out by one rough word. Just go and get it out the way, But He did little by little. It was a build up to it. That's how Yahweh Shai get down. So we said before these things spring forth, He's going to tell you other than you've seen it by the way of the prophets. Starting with the Apostle a great millstone on down, man. Because these things they were prophesying, it's coming to pass, man. It was a point in time you was able to come back the martial law, lockdown and World War III. But this is the time you ain't got no choice but to consider now, because it's in your face. That's why that word "behold" there, So this is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself." And the time is really concerning these rise and fall of kingdoms. How we measure the times by the way of the prophecies. The prophecies, it says, "And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before," see? So that's how the Lord get down. You start seeing, you will see the maturation of it. You plant whatever crop, whatever you plant, a seed in the ground. You get to the point, a leaf pop out. You see a little green leaf pop out. I'm telling you that it's time And after a while, you're going to see the maturation, the step 2, step 3 is going to build up to perfection, you know? And that's how the Lord do with these prophecies. You hear about shortages here and shortages there, and recall this and recall that. It's not you can't just magically appear type deal. That ain't no that's not reality. See, that's what's gonna happen to these Americans. Reality is gonna set in, man. You know? But these people are proud, and that's the only medicine for them. You know? So we seeing these things we seeing the signs pass that have been spoken within the scriptures. War, evil, pestilence at a high level though. This is a very high level. This is not just in one territory of the earth. This is a global thing. You're hearing about a famine here, uh, economic failure there, you know, uh, the skirmish here, airstrike there, Karagma, they squeeze that in now because that's the time. It's a then shout out, understand, see that lets you know it's a certain way you're supposed to see this. If you just oblivious to what's going on, you're going to be suddenly taken. So it's a certain it's an outlook, and it's a certain anticipation that comes with this too as well. You know, this is that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. See, and that world is not just talking about the planet Earth. That's talking about a certain kingdom, a certain rulership, which that rulership is Esau, because that's what it's going back to. See, this destruction, it goes back to Esau. Everything, what's your problem? Any problem that you got in life from your back hurt, you know, to anything, you get in an argument with your woman, any and everything, bills, it goes back to Esau, man. Because who did the Lord send to bring the curses upon us? The eagle, man, the so-called white man. And on top of that, this man have, as he afflicted us and did all these abominable things unto us, he had also pushed forth abominable things throughout the planet Earth. His mind. We seeing the mind of Esau in your everyday streets of Babylon. You got transformers, and and they got straps on them, man. You know, those violent. You know what I mean? Because they are, man. And dare you to say something. But the point is, this is the time of the Lord that wickedness have reached to its maximum now, man. That's why the last thing on the list is for the Quran to come on, to be mandated. And that's it, man. This man did everything you can possibly, and on top of that, he tried to seal the deal by trying to cap off everything by the way of that thing, man. That's not going to take place. It's already set in stone. You know, this is Jeremiah 49 verse 8. It says, "Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the damned. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him." See, so it was a certain time Esau is going to be visited. Which you read Obadiah, the book of Obadiah. That's the whole rundown, the sentencing of Esau, man. You know, out to the climax. But this is the time. This is the beginning stages of his visitation, man. What's going to submit his downfall is this destruction, man. You know, that destruction is for the third party, man. He's not gonna. He's not gonna feel the face of the world cities, man. You know, he's not going to feel the face of the world cities, man. You know, he's not going to feel the face of the world cities, man. You know, he's not going to feel the face of the world cities, man. You know, he's not going to feel the face of the world cities, man. You know, he's not going to feel the face of the world cities, man. You know, So this is the time. So this is that world the Lord is going to visit, the world of Esau, because he's that fourth beast, man. You know, wrong, and this place wrong once again revived. And this nigga with this come with a certain resilience with him because he gloated in that he came back. But this is all part of the movie, man. You know, but this is where it comes to an end. So back in 2 Ezra 9, verse 2 again said, Then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. See? So this is the time where the Lord's going to visit Esau because we see in the signs. This world, when you read St. Matthew 24 chapter, in that time, who was ruling during that time? The Romans, man. So this is the perfection of that. With ultimately the moon and the sun is going to be darkened. This place is going to be violently overthrown, man. You know? This is that time where we seeing the steps that's going to lead toward. It's steps to it. It's the beginning stages to it. It's we come into the climax. See, you see at the end of the movie, you got two men fighting on the plane. How did they get there? You got to go back. How long before the plane even took off, before they even woke up that morning. That couldn't just be all squeezed into one day. So you had to see the perfection of the maturation that we seeing that now. The prophecy is blooming, it's blossoming, it's prevailing. You know? That's why the word see is there. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, see. And we seeing all these things taking place upon the planet Earth, man. You know, and everything is taking place on the planet Earth, from a shooting to a bombing or airstrike or a threat here and a threat there, a law passed here and a executive order passed there. You know, LGBT this. You know, that's a daily thing. That's the norm now here in Babylon the Great. You know, so why not this not the time, man? This has to be. What else? It says, then shalt thou well understand. See, it's becoming clearer. It's becoming clearer now. Oh, what's that? No, matter of fact, let's get that in the book of Proverbs. Everything is clearer now. Why? Because it tells you how bread should not fail. Proverbs 4. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18. It says, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. See, so the path of the just, just going back to that being sober, and that's going to the path of the just. That's the clearest way, you know. That's why I said be sober, and continue in this doctrine, because this is the clearest way. This is the path of the just. It's as the shining light. Why? Because the path of the just is guided by prophecy. You know, that's why, because our prophecy is the light. It tells you that in the book of Peter's. 2 Peter's first chapter. You know, matter of fact, let me get that. Let me just get that, because that's the walk. You know, by the way, this doctrine. The testimony of Yahweh Shai. All right, so let me see what it is. Second Peter. Okay. The book of Second Peter, chapter 1, verse 19. We have also a more sure word of prophecy. See? So that just shows it was a certain teaching, a certain way, a certain outlook, a certain doctrine. They have a sure word of prophecy, man. And this is it. You know, the Holy Spirit upon you, how about Shema Shai, man? You know, testimony of Yahweh Shai, man. It says, we have also a more sure word of prophecy. Unto you do well that ye take heed. See, so that show it come with a sense of urgency as well. Because this is a matter of life and death, man. You know? It said you would do well that you take heed. Why? Because if you do, it will preserve you. This is the clearest way. Because guess what? If we get closer and closer to the perfect day, everything outside of this will become dimmer and dimmer. It's not going to be too many decisions you're going to be able to make. After tenders get crossed off the list, and certain things that comfort you get crossed off the list. The Lord snatched that rug away from you, man. What else, man? Even when you get that thing, man, that's going to be even more detrimental to you. Especially, let's just say that's part of your way. Of you getting that, then guess what? The ultimate, the climax to it of your doctrine is the missiles. No matter what you think, the climax of your doctrine is the missiles, man. But this is the beginning is after the missiles, man. Through the Spirit, power, Yahweh Shema Shai. Hope to be a part of that number, man. That's our hope. But we see the climax of this place is going to be the destruction. We see in the steps to that. So, back to 2 Peter 1 and 19, it said, we have also a more sure word of prophecy. 1 and 2, ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place. See? So that's what prophecy is prepared to a light. Because a light it shows what's before you. Because prophecy is not just like thing, man. It's major events that the Lord has showed us, man. Through the Spirit of by Shema Shai, man. We seeing the steps to that famine, to the pestilence, to the sword that he spoke of, man. The Lord said the sword is coming, and you seeing an article that's saying military gear has been upgraded. Better night vision goggles, mechanical dogs, more robots, robots that, war this, war that, the pestilence, this strand, that strand, the jab this, face diaper that, and ain't like none of that stuff went anywhere. It's still there. You just getting hit everywhere. You getting hit real shots, and you getting jabbed in the face. You getting hit everywhere, man. These people ain't gonna know they knocked out till they wake up and say that I with him. That's when it's gonna be too late, man. Otherwise, they're gonna be snared in an evil time because their outlook requires America. And the thing is, America has come to a dead end. So this is it says, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place. See, so this doctrine. It's that light. It says, until the day dawn, and the day star rise in your heart. See, so meaning it's gonna make more and more sense, man, as we get closer, man. Pretty much. So matter of fact, let's go back to Proverbs 4. and 18. It says, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more until the perfect day. See, we talking about these things all to the climax, the prophecy of prophecy, the climax of this, the return of Yahweh Shai. That's the perfect day, man. And it was spoken by a series of events to take place before his coming. We seeing it, man. You know? So it's making more and more sense. We will understand now. This is what the Lord spoke of now. Let's get that. Go back. 4. It's like 9 verse 4. It said, then shall thou will understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. See? Matter of fact, let me get that. Because that's what's going to separate Yahweh Hashem Shai. Prophecy, man. You can't trump prophecy. You can tell, prophecy controls all things, man. Matter of fact, let's get that Isaiah 46 verse. Matter of fact, I start at 9. It says, remember the former things of old. See? Matter of fact, I continue. It says, remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Shai, and there is none else. I am Yahweh Hashem Shai, and there is none like me. See? Why? Because the Lord spoke of these major things by the way of the prophets, by the way of Noah, Lot, Moses and Abraham. Moses, and it's like Aaron. Moses and Aaron. By the way of the condemning of Egypt, and as well as a plethora of other prophets to bring forth, to call in, and introduce these major events to take place upon the planet Earth. It's no different today the downfall of America, man. But the Lord is showing, remember this, that what? The flood him. Remember who did it now? See, it was a name on that. That was Yahweh Hashem Shai. Sodom and Gomorrah, the Lord did that. Oh, even Egypt. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. See, when them names, they came with a judgment now. Somebody that known the dude, he just got knocked out. That's what he's gonna be known for. The dude that had got knocked out. So let's get that in the book of Slack. I think this book of Joshua. That's what it is. Slack. Let's do this up at a time. Okay. So like, this is the book of Joshua 9, verse 9. He said, and they said unto him, from a very far country, thy servants are come, because of the name of the Lord thy power. For we have heard the fame of him and all that he did in Egypt. See? So that's the only thing, despite what happened in Egypt, how they built up and this and had that, that was ceased after the Lord did what he did, man. And that's how he got his fame. One that he overthrew Egypt, man. Through them plagues. It was a build-up, man. Even in that, the Lord sent all those multitude of plagues to the climax of killing their firstborn, to where they drove the Pharaoh to say, just get out of here. For the Lord stir them back up to come, trying to get us, just so he can entrap them within the waters. See, man, that's who the power we serve, man. You know, that was Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's what the Egyptians are known for. That was what they was known for then. It was a judgment that came with that name, Sodom and Gomorrah. You read it, you think about the destruction. Yeah, they in their wicked acts, they doing it today. Which that was Esau's thoughts. That was in his lust. That wires he put laws and legislations to allow it, you know, because that's his lust. And that's why this man he gotta go, man. Just that in itself, that's why he needs destruction, man. You know? So let's go back to Isaiah 46. It's like Isaiah 46 and verse 10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning. See? And that's what the Lord is known for. That's the spirit of prophecy, man. He said declaring the end from the beginning. And we seeing in that the maturation, because even those judgments that I spoke of was really those are preludes to what the Lord is going to do to America, man. You know, the Lord tells you he's going to plague Egypt as before. Oh, you read concerning when you read Jeremiah the 49th chapter, the Lord said, even as Sodom, as I overthrew Sodom, I'm gonna get you the same way. Why? Because they're doing the same thing as Sodom. You know, it was a certain judgment that came with those acts as well. Why you think I ain't gonna say it for a strike purpose, but the F word, which goes back to a bundle of sticks. Uh, why did the word bundles of sticks, what did that word come from? Because they used to actually tie them up and have a bundle of sticks and burn them, man. Because that was the judgment, man. You know? So so going back, going back, Isaiah 46:10, it says, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. See? So the Lord said he's going to do his pleasure, and his pleasure is within the scriptures. He tells the intents of his heart, the vengeance of my heart. Where is that written? It's written within the scriptures. He's telling his purposes, you know, his intents. He's going to pour his anger upon Edom. He's going to send forth the plagues, the famine, the sword, pestilence. Those spirits that's created for vengeance, because that's what's going to appease his wrath. See, the Lord ain't going to get off his throne. He's going to send these things to just get the call and say, yep, it is done. Oh, that's what the angel told when you read, he poured out the 7 vials. He said, it is done. That is like, yes, that's it. You know, it's like dropping an 80-yard bomb. You ain't got to do nothing. You just got to go send it. It's already there, you know? So, but this counsel is really this doctrine, man. This arena, this truth, this way, that path. That's how you're guided by the way of this wisdom. You know. So that's why I said we're gonna well understand this is that time now, because this is not time that's kicked back now. You know, vacation time. You know, you finna go to Six Flags. That's not the spirit to be in. You know, that is not the spirit to be in. You know, this is a time to be aware, because these different laws and legislations being passed. You're hearing things about what's the word? Power outages. See, these are normal words in everyone today. Your everyday vocabulary now. Shortages. That's your everyday vocabulary. Power outages. Uh, like I said, shortages, war. You know, all these things. It's too high. That's a phrase. You know, so it's only gonna wrap up, man. What else is it gonna do? What is it? As the apostle coined it the year Yahweh Shema Shai turning up, man. It says that as the womb, as within the profession of the birth, pretty much is rough paraphrasing. The players are not going to slack, man. You know. So it says, 9, verse 4, it says, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that are before thee, even from the beginning. See, declaring the end from the beginning. Oh, even Enoch prophesied of these times, the climax, the return of our Lord Yahushua. See, it was a build up to this movie, man. You know, it was a build up to this movie, and we seeing the climax of it now. It says, feel like it's all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end. See, so that shows is a process. It's a process to it's all things that are made have a beginning and an end. So you got first is a creation. It's a process in that, even in that first. Till you build them without even from a phone, you got to first think about it, write it out first, then sketch it and run tests once you can get the model out and all that before you can bring it out. And you have so long that you got to get another one. That's a process. So how much more a plant or an animal, even a man itself, all the way to the climax. See, it's not just on one level. It said all things. That's even kingdoms and rulerships and empires. These they have a beginning and an end. Just look at we read the statue in Daniel. It was broken into sections. He ain't like Babylonian with the whole statue. Medes. Esau had the longest run. He was pretty much the last bottom half, pretty much, but he got the end too. He was the feet. That's the end. There's no further. Tell you, come no hither. Come no further. This is as far as you're gonna go, boy. This is it. No matter what he do, that's why we seeing this man with these draconian laws. The pressure is on pretty much. You seeing these threats, being tossed around by these leaders. Things are being stirred up throughout the planet Earth. We're seeing the corral it's creeping up, man. See, that's gonna be the scratch it. That's gonna scratch the part up right there. That's gonna shake a lot of things up, man. That's gonna shake a lot of things up, man. So it have a beginning and an end, and we at the end of Esau's world, the end of the so-called white man. And it's going to be by the way of a violent one. That's why it's more turmoil on the planet Earth. It's only going to get worse. That fire is going to only turn up. It says, in the end is manifest. See, the end is being made known. The end from your car, when motorizing, that's the end. You ain't getting another. You ain't finna get 100,000 miles out of it. When it's knocking, it's coming to its end. And we seeing the end of the empire, the end of this man, king and rulership, circling the drain. It's just like your grandma coughing up blood on her deathbed. Caesar is No longer till she just kicked the bucket, man. Just being real. Just that's reality. And that's reality for this place. And it's gonna be great miseries. It's not gonna be a smooth transition. Like you woke up one morning and said, the kingdom? No, man. It said by great tribulation, we shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, man. You know? So matter of fact, wrap it up. Let's get this in the book of St. Matthew 24. Yeah, let me get this in the book of St. Matthew, chapter 24. And verse 3, it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came up to him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? And of the end of the world. See? So the Lord, really, this was a private matter concerning the transition of power, man. Which there has always been a secret. Few have only knew who was going to be the next to rule, man. And is the Lord giving that to the prophets, man. Matter of fact, let's get that in the book of just for an example, it tells you that in the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 2. And Daniel 2, and I start at verse 19. It says, then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the power of heaven. See? And what was that night, that secret? The understanding of Nebuchadnezzar, was it Nebuchadnezzar? Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar. It's like, yep, Nebuchadnezzar's dream. That was actually a prophecy, man. That was the actual prophecy of vision concerning the last four major kingdoms to rule before the kingdom of heaven is established, man. That was a secret. That's why Nebuchadnezzar was so amped up. Like, what the fuck? You need to break this down now. I need to know what this means. And he knew it vivid. He just wanted them to break it down. Like, tell me so I know, because I don't want no. You know what I mean? I need to know what this really means. Because that was a heavy dream. That was a major. Because we live it to this day. We actually living that dream out. Nebuchadnezzar's dream, we're in the total now, which is crumbling. The crumbling part. So Daniel 2 verse 19, it says, then the secret was revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the power of heaven. See? So he's finna actually go into it. Matter of fact, it said, Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua forever, for wisdom and might are his. See? So that's what it's all about. Wisdom and might, man. Because he's the one that's dishing it out, man. He tells you with him is strength and wisdom. It says, and he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. See? So that as you know, that's all in the same brother concerning wisdom and kings, that all go together as well. What the point is that it tells you that secret was concerning the rise and fall of kingdoms. See, that's just one in a vision for what you're going to do next week, or just a one event that was going to take place. No, this was going to be a build a maturation of times to the climax of life and existence itself. That's why it tells you in Daniel's, concerning these times of trouble, is not going to be compared to any other time of trouble, man. Because we come into a new era, it's going to be a major change, So that's what that secret was concerning. the rise and fall of the kingdoms. And that's why we're going back to St. Matthew 24. It tells you, and as he said upon them, it's like, and as he said upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came upon him privately. See? Saying, tell us, when shall these things be? See? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? See, the end of this age was the sign of the Romans. You know, man, they would count like, okay, this is the time on. This is it. Y'all size here now. This is it. You know, but it was a part to this. Until it had to come to the hindermost parts of the earth here in America, because this is the grand finale right here. Yahushua will make his grand entrance at this place. So just going back, it says privately. So privacy is private. That's why it's in parabolic form. Only a few can get it. And that's why I tell you, the blessed are your ears for they hear, their eyes for they see, and your ears for they hear. And so it's a certain outlook, it's a certain teaching, certain hearing. You're supposed to hear a certain way, even see a certain way. There's a certain way you're supposed to walk. That's why I said those walk according to this rule, this standard. Those are the ones that's going to receive that peace and mercy, man. But the end of the world, the end of this age. It says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And we see that on all levels, man. From people actually saying they are, to these pseudo camps, to even certain outlets you think that's going to deliver you. It's going to, the end of all those things is with destruction. That's their broad path. Those are those many outlets. The end of it is destruction, man. Because they said at the end, you think you got an answer for everything concerning the outlook of Islam. When that famine comes, that light is going to dimmer, if not be put out altogether. So that's why that's why I said, because this is going to be a height of deception, pretty much. All these different outlets, everybody got their own opinion, But this is the way, though. Through the spirit power, Yahweh Hashem Shai, man. Because there's restrictions. You can't be reckless, man. Certain way you're supposed to do things, certain, decisions, and all of that, man. Unlike this place based on how you feel, not about the latter end, the results, the cause and effect of what you do, And that's what's being bred here in America. That feminine spirit, man. It says, but they shall deceive many, boy, because they think that that's going to be the best thing for them. Thinking that's what's going to deliver them and get them in a better state, pretty much. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and what? Don't you hear that? What else could you not talk about? Because these are the things that take place upon the planet Earth. It says, see that you be not troubled. See? Why? Because it's not like this is the Karahma got to be mandated first. See, that's just, you got to put that on the scene, just like in a movie. You might have this man finna make this weapon of mass destruction. Well, you're going to have scenes where he showing the blueprints of it, or you have another scene where they building it, another scene where he's setting it up in the air, whatever the case may be. And get a point where he might in certain movies he might use it. whatever the case may be. In this movie, the Lord is going to use that weapon of mad destruction, you know. But it's a climax to it. That's why I said, see you be not trouble, because it's on a build of the Lord just showing you to even consider this idea. Because you after this, that's it. Like the famine, you know, these things are for you to consider as well. I tell you they're discouraged, but they're not mindful of the scourge. They're not considering that it's the Lord that's doing these things. You know, it tells you for amendment for us to consider and get and repent, pretty much. But that's the climax. That war, that's why I said ultimately in Revelation the 18th chapter, and burn her with fire after he sent that famine, death, and destruction. And ultimately, the icing on the cake, the Lord's going to burn her with fire. So after the missile, that's it, but that's just showing and then for you to consider. And for these niggas, man, they like to make TikToks about World War III. So, they're going to get drafted, and then that's gonna be in your hands, man. Just fuel for the fire, man. Or whatever the case may be, just here. Especially here in America, man. There's a reality though. It's not like you can't throw that idea out at once. So it says, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. See, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. See, so it's gonna be wars on all levels, pretty much, man. Because you're gonna have nation against nation, you're gonna have different race wars, certain pockets. You know, you're gonna have these different major wars, from the climax to even this world war. You even having now is World War III is already pretty much happening, really, but it's on the cyber level. It's different cyber wars, you know. Yeah, like you got info war, see it's wars on. It's gonna be a food war. Hey, matter of fact, continue on. It says, and there shall be famines. See, famines was from food and water, even to answers. See, just going back, doctrines are going to be cut off and shut off. They're not going to satisfy you in them days. See, the Lord has given us the spirit of anticipation and hope for what's about to come, man. A refuge from these things. You know, being a comedic man, whatever you want to call yourself, you know, if you ain't trying to, be the hopeful elect, because those are the ones going to be preserved, you know, there's no hope, man, especially here in America. But this land is going to be totally desolate. Just in case you get past the famine somehow, you crawl out your land, get past the famine. You know, you gotta be somehow spared or whatever. But the missiles, what's the answer for that? You know, that's why it tells you in the book of Zechariah that their eyes shall consume away in their holes, man. Which that's gonna literally happen. But even that's spiritual because your outlook. That's going, and we see in the beginning of that because that fire is that fire coming, which that fire is going to come to its profession, which is those missiles, man. You know. But going back, St. Matthew 24, and it says, and there shall be famine, see? It says, and pestilences, see? And earthquakes in diverse places, see? So that, and we seeing these things. You even have earthquake apps. You have an app concerning just events. In it, everything is happening. Ain't nothing concerning peace. Even the laws are violent by the way of the LGBTQ. That's you cutting off life. That's just like you knocking more life out the way. You know. So this is the time that we're in, man. So we're in a time of great wickedness, pretty much. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. See? The beginning of sorrow. So if it's something at the beginning, it's sure to have an end. But it's not a beginning end. It's a beginning in the middle. And it is a process. It's going to be a maturation of perfection to this. And we seeing the perfection of the end of Esau, the so-called white man. You know, we seeing the end of Edom, the end of the world. The Lord is showing, telling us these steps. I mean, these steps is going to lead to that day. Or it tells you that even prophecy itself is an order in prophecy. When you read the book of 2 Thessalonians, it tells you, Apostle Paul said, that day shall not come except there are fallen away first, and that man of sin be revealed. See, so it shows that it was certain steps that had to take place before that day comes. So yeah, we had to fall away. The beginning stages was like 70 AD. Was cast out of our land. Fought from. Lost our heritage. We didn't know who we were. Lord had to wake us up through the Spirit. Upon our feet, Ezekiel 37, and Esau has to be revealed. See, all these things have to take place. All these things have to take place at different steps. Even all right now, concerning Esau and his agenda, before that destruction takes place, war really kicks off. That Karama has to come on the scene, man, and have to take center stage, pretty much. It is solo, as a song, they had to get their solo. Whether Karama going to take his stage, his center stage, and and that's going to shake a lot of things up. A lot of doctrines up is going to be shaken up as well. That's why it says hold fast to what thou hast. That's why Yahushua said he was going to keep us. We kept the word of temptation. He's going to keep us from the hour of temptation, man. Because, hey, that is not going to be of our own will, man. So I'm going to jump down, St. Matthew 24. And it's like, okay, so like, there you go. St. Matthew 24 and 32. It says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branches are tender and put forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. See? So the Lord's giving us a vivid illustration and shows what's really taking place in a spiritual way, man. The maturation of things. That's why I said, when it's tender and put forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. It's an indicator, that summer is approaching. It's a build up to it. It's a climax to it. We're seeing the steps that's going to lead to these things. I think that they dumping all that fruit and vegetable and killing all that cattle and that dairy products, those recalls. You don't think that shit just don't matter? That shit gonna actually kick in. Lord gonna really pull the world from under these people, man. Till suddenly the storeplace, the storehouse shall be suddenly empty, man. Suddenly, And what these people gonna do? They gonna lose it, man. It says, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, see, going back to what Peter, the end of all these things, see these prophecies, man. That's these things, the things Yahweh Shai spoke on, really the scriptures as a whole, man, which is Yahweh Shai. It's because it's a build up to Yahweh Shai. The vision is not, it's here now. It's here for an appointed time, but at the end is going to speak. The Lord declaring these things, you know, he's seeing the end of Esau, the rejection of Esau is playing out. And it's going to come to a screeching halt by the way of those missiles, man. You know, but we seeing the indicator that's going to lead to it, like this nigga getting pie faced. You know what I mean? That's going to be the split. Him rolling down from the mouse in that splat car, man. Lord gonna get this nigga, man. It's like it says, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door. See? So just going back, that word see itself is you're gonna see it, man. And what else? The times of the season, you have nothing else right up to you. You get an article about something. It's not a good news. So if you hear about some nigga died or something, which that's good news unto us, but you know, in the world, which is really evils, man. You know, because hey, we rejoice in judgment as well. You know, but that's the time, the end of all things is at hand. So yeah, I just hold it edifying, like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. So like Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Yahudash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect and Shalom to the listeners. And DTA, Bob soon, very soon.